Fear speaks in a voice you trust. It whispers doubt into your dreams, and you follow it because it feels safe. Safety is a story you tell yourself, but fear writes the ending. It keeps you small, hidden, contained. You let fear decide who you are. It tells you that risk is too dangerous, that you are not enough to face it. But fear is only the messenger. It's not the truth. It only knows what has hurt you before. Fear guards the wounds you haven't healed. It builds walls to protect them, and in doing so, it locks you away. You let fear control you because it feels like love, but it isn't love, it's a prison, and you hold the key. The truth is, fear doesn't want to hurt you, it just wants to protect you, but its methods are outdated and stuck in the past. Fear doesn't see who you've become. It only sees who you were, a child, scared and vulnerable. Every time fear rises, it asks one question: will this hurt us again? And without thinking, you say yeah. You believed fear because it's louder than trust. But loud isn't the same as truth. The truth is quiet, waiting beneath the noise. What if you let fear speak fully? What would it say if you truly listened? It might surprise you. Fear is a map of where you've been. It marks the places of pain, but it doesn't know where you're going. You let fear control you, but you've forgotten that you have a choice. You can listen without obeying. You can hold fear without letting it lead. Every fear is rooted in a memory, a moment when you felt helpless, and your mind promised it wouldn't happen again. But you're not helpless anymore. You've grown, even if fear hasn't noticed. You can tell it, I've got this now. Fear makes you believe the worst is inevitable, but the worst rarely happens. And if it does, you'll survive. You let fear control you because it feels familiar, but familiarity isn't freedom, and freedom is what you deserve. Courage doesn't mean fear disappears. It means you move forward anyway, because what you want is worth it. Fear will always be waiting there in the shadows, but the shadows can't hurt you. Every time you choose to trust over fear, you grow stronger. Not because fear is gone, but because it no longer defines you. The truth is, fear needs you. It doesn't want to control you. It wants to feel safe too. You let fear control you because you forgot it's part of you. Not your enemy, not your master. Just a scared piece of you asking for love. When you face fear, it transforms, it loses its sharpness, and you gain clarity. Fear is not the enemy, it's a teacher, but it doesn't know when the lesson is over. You decide when fear's job is done, not by fighting it, but by thanking it and moving forward. Fear thrives in silence. When you name it, it begins to shrink. When you face it, it begins to fade. What are you truly afraid of? Not the failure, but the feeling of it. Not the pain, but its echo. You let fear control you when you believe it has the final word, but it doesn't. You do. What if you trusted yourself more than the fear? What if you listened to the voice beneath it? The voice that says, I can do this, I've got this, I can handle it. Fear convinces you to avoid discomfort, but discomfort is where growth happens, and growth is how you find freedom. The comfort zone isn't comfortable, it's just familiar, and familiar can keep you stuck. Fear tells you that change is dangerous, but staying the same is the real risk, because it costs you your potential. You've let fear make choices for you, but it doesn't have to. You can choose differently, starting now. What would happen if you trusted yourself? If you leaned into the unknown? You might find it's not as scary as you thought. Fear only has as much power as you give it. It can warn you, but it doesn't have to rule you. Every time you step through fear, you learn. You learn that you are capable, that fear isn't the end of the story. The truth is, fear will always be there, but so will courage. And courage doesn't rely on fear. It doesn't need fear to disappear. Why let fear control you when you are stronger than it? You've faced it before and survived. You can do it again. Fear is a habit, and like any habit, it can be unlearned. It starts with one step. What you are missing by staying afraid: joy, connection, possibility. Fear doesn't protect you from loss. It keeps you from living. You can let fear guide you, or you can guide yourself. The choice is always yours, and you are ready to choose differently. Fear isn't the enemy, avoidance is. Face what scares you, and watch it lose its power. Face yourself, and watch your strength return. Life isn't meant to be lived in fear. It's meant to be lived fully, and you can only do that by stepping into the unknown. Fear only controls you when you forgot who you are, and you are not your fear. You are the one who rises despite it. The truth is, fear does not have power on its own. It only has what you give it. You let fear control you because it felt safer than freedom. But freedom is where life begins, and it's yours for the taking. The world will always try to scare you, but your truth is stronger. And when you trust it, fear loses its grip. You are not born to live in fear. You were born to rise above it, and you've had the strength all along. Thanks for watching. Please like and comment on this video if you like more videos like this. Go to this video here and learn about shadow, the part of you that locks away everything that it doesn't like. It's an amazing video. Carry on and keep watching these videos. Peace.